when an individual can no longer be fully self-sufficient in his or her own home. The first stage of assisted living is home health assistance.
When a loved one can no longer care for themselves, they are left with a couple of options. Are we going to go to a facility, or are we going to go back home? Going back home is a wonderful thing. That's what we all strive for. And of course, the elder care plan provides for that. We want to make sure that we can pay for that home health care. Or even if we go to a facility, we want to make sure we can pay for that. And of course, the financial aspects of the elder care plan, whether it's long-term care or insurance, will certainly take care of that. So that's not really an issue. My big issue with respect to going back home and utilizing a home health care plan is the quality of the individual that will be assisting mom or dad.
When living at home is no longer an option, we reach Assisted Living Stage 2, Assisted Living Resident.
The pros and cons of an assisted living facility are few and far between. It's mostly pros, very few cons. The pros of an assisted living facility is that they are wonderful facilities typically. They're new, they're fresh, they're bright. You have people there to talk to, you have socialization, you have the ability to go wherever you want. You just can't beat it, especially if you're a single person. It's a great way to end the home ownership issue. From the con perspective, the fact of the matter is that they cost money. But when you compare it to what home ownership is, it's very little. I say it's a great deal.
The final phase of the elder care pathway is nursing home, hospice care, and thereafter. This phase is broken down into 3 stages. The first stage is nursing home resident.
The proper elder care plan will provide for an elder care advisor to assist the family in picking out a good facility. Does it meet the needs of the loved one? Does it offer the types of treatment that we want? Is it in the right spot? How hard is it going to be to drive to that location in the middle of a snowstorm? Are you comfortable going there? Do they welcome you? Once again, you have to understand that what you see as a loved one is different than what your loved one sees at that location.
Well, at first we came in because my mother was in a nursing home, and we were in the midst of paying on a personal basis the amount, and we reached a point where we just couldn't live with the amount of money that it was costing us out of funds that we knew we hoped could be protected and directed. And when we got my mother's situation in hand, we also used Chris's help in setting up our own trust and wills and all the various documents that are necessary. Well, Chris really helped us in dealing with my mother because he knew what to do. He examined what we were told was a trust document that my mother had, and as it turns out, it was something that was just totally inadequate. We had to have that changed. Chris walked us through that entire process, the various authorities legally that I would need to be able to conduct the business I needed to do to keep my mother's financial boat afloat. And he helped us to the point of going to the nursing home with my mother to sign various documents and to make sure that we all were on the same page, if you will.
In many cases, the nursing home or hospice care is the final home for an elderly individual, and death will inevitably follow.
Upon the death of a loved one, the surviving spouse should really be concerned about themselves. The loved one has passed, they're going to go through a grieving process in a period of time in which nothing's going to feel quite comfortable for them. As an elder care advisor, all I'm going to do is hold their hand through this difficult period and make sure that the legal, the financial, and the health care issues going forward are addressed.
Nursing home, hospice care, Stage 3, estate administration and survivor care.
Obviously, upon the death of a loved one, the new surviving spouse has a whole different set of scenarios. They obviously are going to take care of themselves. That's first and foremost. They're going to get through the mental and emotional troubles. But in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of governmental benefits, they are now a solo individual. New rules. So we need to look at the elder care plan and perhaps alter it to take into account these new rules and making sure that we can provide for these benefits but under a single person view.
Chris really helped us a lot in understanding what we needed to do to protect Mother Margaret's assets, to better understand the pre-qualifications for Medicaid planning. He guided us through the whole process of ensuring that Mother Margaret's assets were not going to be completely spent, that there would be enough for her care for however long she remained alive, and perhaps something of a monetary legacy for our children.
We would certainly recommend Chris and have to friends, because in this area you cannot go it alone. Common sense will lead you into the woods. It's frightfully complicated, and the average person, if they haven't had somebody through this, is ill prepared to deal with what they're going to have to deal with.
Frustration and fear only comes from not knowing what to expect or from not being prepared. Help is available, and there are many compassionate, experienced professionals ready to be your guide. Seek them out and increase your peace of mind. Thank you.
Chris, as we dealt with Chris, he made us feel real comfortable. He didn't pressure the situation at all. He explained it very thoroughly. And doing that and being comfortable with us, and we were with him, it made us feel like we were dealing with a part of our family.